So back in uni for our final project, we had to make an animated short film in a group. We each had to have different roles such as director, editor, producer, etc. Now, for some reason, our group thought that I should be the director. Now, I was a bit confused as to why. I was by far not the best animator on the team. I was maybe rivaling for second best at most. No, the title of the best animator on the team belonged to Kevin, we'll call him. Now Kevin is a super talented and hardworking guy who sets pretty much really high goals for himself and pushes himself and others to reach their peak. Now this is important for later. Now I told the group that Kevin should be the director, but they ended up arguing for me to be in charge because of one reason really. At the time, I was like one of two people that actually managed to finish an animation in our class. In our previous individual the sort of animator projects, many of the students planned out animations that they didn't really have the time or the skill to finish. Kevin was one of those. Now, Kevin created beautiful animations, but they were always still in their rough version by the time they were submitted. While my work, while wasn't the nicest, it was pretty bad. But it was actually finished. So in the end, they decided that I was to be the director and Kevin instead will be the lead animator and artist. Now, as mentioned earlier, Kevin was ambitious. He took his role as lead artist seriously and created in-depth character designs to go along with our story. Now, this led to discussions. You see, Kevin often had hard times understanding people weren't as skilled as him. So let me tell you, the initial concepts he wanted us to draw was, well, alright guys, I've been working hard at this, and I think you'll like it. Alright man, lay it on us. Yeah, we needed to turn it back. I managed to get the building blocks of the character turned back, as well as the accessories on the character more simpler. However, Kevin wanted to elevate us more up to his level rather than bring it down, so he created an extensive and detailed character guide for his designs that broke down how to draw, animate the character, and build it up from the roughs. We managed to meet in the middle after a bit of back and forth, but it required Kevin to make a couple style frames for each scene for us to reference and build off for each animated scene. This was all fine. We were all comfortable with this and we worked well together. So fast forward a couple months, we're in the middle of production, storyboards and scripts have been changed multiple times, and we're on our way to finishing a well-rounded animation. You know, I really think we have a shot at creating something special here. I mean, sure, there have been arguments in areas where we butted heads, but we got through those, and yeah, I think we are well on our way to finish this. Oh, hey, Kevin, what's up? So it turns out Kevin sometimes sleepwalks, and the night before he slept, he ended up sleepwalking into his kitchen, tripping over, and fell through his glass sliding door, which sliced open his hands. Now, luckily, when he was taken to hospital, he was told that he would make a full recovery, but it was gonna take 2 or 3 months for his hands to fully heal, and at least a month before he can start using them safely for different tasks. So now at this point, our project was due in like a month and a half at most from memory, and we're only now starting to finish up our roughs. We still have backgrounds, cleanups, coloring, shading, and VFX to do. Now, Kevin was meant to do all the backgrounds and a couple of complex scenes and do style frames on the scenes that haven't been started yet. Keep in mind, he was more skilled than us, so for us to keep our animation consistent, heavily relied on his corrections and style frames. And he couldn't do them anymore. Yeah, we were kinda screwed. But we all put so much passion into work into this, we weren't about to give up, and I was the leader of the group. So I changed up our plan, took some time off from my part-time job, and got to work. Ended up doing all the backgrounds, finished up the remaining rough animations while getting the other members to start cleaning up and coloring. I'd wake up around 9 a.m., immediately start animating, and wouldn't stop until like 3 a.m. in the morning the next day. Now, we were managing to make good progress, but even then I still had to cut out scenes and shots that provided context to the story. and just to finish on time, and we had to skip shading and VFX. It was disappointing, but even then, I was proud of what we managed to accomplish, and we even got a pretty decent score. Kevin was pretty dejected at the time and apologetic, and I felt bad for him. All he wanted was to push ourselves and create something great. In a way, I think we did achieve that. I have great memories of that time and formed long lasting friendships with those animators.